Hey, Mom. How are you? You have a bit of time? I'm contacting you just so you know. You might like to know. I'm going to get married soon. We have no plans to go on any kind of honeymoon, at least for now. Just a simple wedding, and that's it. We're just going to have an intimate dinner with close friends, and I'm sorry to say, it won't include you or my brother. I'll continue to send money to you, as I said I would, but I want you to know, I don't ever plan to return home. I just wanted to bring that to your attention. That's all I was contacting you about. Nothing more to add, so talk to you again. See ya, Mom.
Hold on 1 second, Pam! Are you kidding me? I haven't heard from you in years, and suddenly here you are telling me you're getting married and you're not inviting us? And what's this about getting married? You can't just go off and get married. Who the hell gave you permission to do that? I don't recall ever allowing you to get married, for God's sake.
I'm sorry, Mom, but I don't need your permission to get married. That's my prerogative. I marry when I want to. You have no say in it. Please, just stay out of this. This does not concern you. What do you care if I get married or not?
Am I hearing you right? You're my daughter. I cannot allow you to get married without my permission. I will decide the time and place. And who is this guy anyway? Some loser you recently picked up? You are not marrying this guy.
What the hell is wrong with you, Mom? You never cared for me. You left me to fend for myself for all these years. Why all of a sudden concern? Would you just stay out of it and let me go on with my life?
Don't you dare talk back to me. I will not allow you to get married or have this silly dinner of yours and no future honeymoon. I demand that you break up with this loser guy you picked up and do it ASAP. Cut this guy clean out of your life. You'll thank me for it someday.
Oh boy, what did I get myself into? What was I thinking? I never should have contacted you and just gotten married, and that would have been the end of it.
How dare you say that? How could you not tell your mother? Have you forgotten that I raised you? All the years that I devoted my life to you?
Devoted your life to me? Did I hear you right? Don't make me laugh, Mom. The only person you devoted your life to was Brad. Your perfect son was the only person important to you. Maybe not so perfect. He's still unemployed and living at home, isn't he? You certainly raised him right. You keep referring to me as your daughter, but am I really? To me, it just seems like Brad is your only child. I used to come home from school and there would only be enough supper for Brad and nothing for me. You'd always tell me to get by on my own. Paddle your own canoe is what you always used to say. You never prepared anything for me. I had to wash my own clothes for school. The books I needed, I bought with the money I made with my part-time job. Did you ever once celebrate my birthday or my graduation? It was always an afterthought. You treated me with disdain all these years. And now you're acting like some caring mother? Please, spare me.
Acting like a caring mother? I am your mother. That's a fact. I only treated you that way to build your character so that you can stand on your own. You should be thanking me. Do you think I enjoyed it? I did it out of love. I'm disappointed in you, Pam. How could you think that about your mother? Come on, Mom, don't give me that baloney story. You always favored Brad. You'd cook and clean for him. You were stuck to him like glue. Whether it was Christmas, a birthday, Halloween, or any other event, you always had a present ready for him. He was spoon-fed when he was a baby, and he's spoon-fed now. You know what, Mom? I never once received clothes from you. Ever. It was always Dad and Grandma that looked after me, that bought me what I needed for school. You're always bringing up stuff from the past. Would you please stop with the belly aching? You've always had this sharp-tongued attitude ever since you were a child. Sharp-tongued attitude? Me? No way. It's your attitude that was the problem. Why do you think I left home when I was only still in junior high? And wasn't it about the same time that Dad left you? Please, don't compare me to him.
How could you say that, Pam? We kinda got sidetracked, it seems. Mom, just butt out, would you? I don't want you meddling in my affairs. I will continue to call you Mom just out of habit, but know this. I never once thought of you as my mother. You didn't earn that respect from me. I don't care what you think. I don't need your permission to get married. End of story. I will keep saying this, but I will not permit you to get married. This loser is not for you. Cut him out of your life or you'll regret it. Why are you so against me marrying the guy I love? You sound like you have someone else ready. Is that what you're suggesting? You're not as dumb as I thought. Yes, there is someone I have ready for you. I took the initiative of selecting your new husband. I have it all arranged with Dennis Manning. He's your new husband. I have already arranged for a meeting with him and his family. When can you get down here? Hold on one second, Mom. Back in a bit. Are you telling me you want me to marry Dennis Manning? The Mannings that own all that property near you? The big property owner? You want me to marry Dennis? That fat, hairy slob? The guy who always has something nasty to say? You must be joking. That's right, that Dennis. I'm surprised you remember. I ran into him the other day and he mentioned that he was thinking of getting married. His wife passed away 5 years ago and he was worried he would have to manage all that property alone. That's when I suggested that he marry you. And I have to say, he wasn't all that turned off by the suggestion. Lucky you, huh? So I immediately arranged for a meeting downtown. Dennis is all in and ready. When can you be here? That's why this marriage of yours is not going to happen. You're out of your mind, Mother. I wish you wouldn't make plans for me like that. What gives you the right to manipulate my life? There is no way that I'm marrying that fat slob. Have you totally lost it? Are you serious? This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance. He owns all that property. You're set for life. We won't ever have to worry about money again. Think about it, Pam. You marry him, and after a few years, he passes, and all that property will be ours. How could you pass that up? Your brother finally got a job last month, but having that much property, we'll be set. I mean, really, Pam, how could you fail to take advantage of that? You don't care doodly squat about me. It's all about the money, isn't it? This whole thing only benefits you and Brad, as it is with everything else. This has nothing whatsoever to do with me. It doesn't matter whether I'm happy or not. I'm sorry, Mother, but you're not going to get your way this time, or ever again, for that matter. I have zero intention of returning home or quitting my job. And I have zero aspiration of marrying that person. What are you, Pam? Still 5 years old? This is your future we're talking about. The road to happiness for any woman is to marry a rich guy and become a housewife. But most of all, it's to be a good daughter and show loyalty to her mother. That's why I'm telling you to marry this man. He may be over 50 and twice your age, but think of the rewards it will bring. I think you need to be institutionalized. Do you really think I would marry a fat 50-year-old slob for you and Brad? And no doubt this is about you guys. I don't figure in this little scheme of yours. No, Mom, I'm going to pass on this. I've really had enough of this. I can't listen to any more of this nonsense. Don't ever contact me again. Do you hear me?
Hey, Pam, now why do you have to go and do that? Mom is super pissed. You always seem to piss her off royally. Why be so stubborn? I really wish you would cut the crap.
Huh? Pardon me, what's this got to do with you?
It's got everything to do with me. What are you talking about? After that line conversation with you, she really fell into a depression. She was so hysterical, she didn't even make me dinner last night. I had to pop down to McDonald's for some chicken nuggets. I just returned from drinking with my buddies and was hoping for some of Mom's beef stew. She just went on and on about you. She didn't stop harping on it till well after midnight. Just apologize to her. Give her a call or send her a text or something, would ya? She won't stop making an issue of it.
Wait, you want me to apologize? Are you kidding me? Why would I do that? She's the one that ignored my feelings and went ahead and arranged this kooky marriage with that old Manning guy. The guy's like my father, for God's sake, and she wants me to marry the guy? She's nuts. This is all about the guy's property and money, period. She has no interest in me.
She's just so worried about you. You're not all that pretty and you don't really have any skills to write home about. She's worried for you. Stop being so stubborn and just say thank you and accept a proposal. That's all you have to do. Why be so pig-headed? Why do you always have to go out of your way to make Mom cry, for Pete's sake?
Don't give me this big, long lecture, Brad. Who the hell do you think you are? You have no right lecturing me. After all, who sent money every month so that you could live comfortably all these years?
I wasn't living comfortably. I was looking for a job. It was just bad timing. The job market was a mess back then. You do realize I went to graduate school, right? I could get any job if I really wanted. And just so you know, I had a whole slew of offers, but I turned them down. I was overqualified for those positions.
Oh yeah, I bet they were banging your door down, I'm sure. I remember you got that one job at the PC shop, but quit after a month. Said you needed time to study or some such nonsense.
Keep ranting and raving, Pam. That's all you're good at. Anyways, I already got a new job. Didn't Mom tell you? It's not a big company, but they are growing and business is good. When my application goes through the final step and I get to work, it will grow expeditiously. That's for certain. Not something you, a high school dropout, can say. I'll double your salary within the year!
Oh, big talk, huh? Just don't quit in a month. Good luck.
Anyway, we're straying off point. Just text or call Mom and apologize. And tell her you'll accept her offer of marriage. This could set you up for life, Pam. I would give it a serious thought. This kind of chance doesn't come every day. I suggest you take it.
Like I told Mom, I already decided who to marry, and it's not Dennis Manning. I'm engaged, and that's the only person I want to marry. That's final. I will never meet or marry Mr. Manning. Maybe Mom should marry him, huh?
I'm telling you, Pam, you're going to regret marrying this loser. You'll be back begging Mom to arrange a meeting. It may be too late by then. An ugly little high school dropout like you would just get dumped eventually. I would take this offer if I were you, Pam. You'd be set for life if you marry this rich dude. Mark my words. It would make Mom super happy. What more is there?
You have no idea what kind of a person my fiancé is, and I wish you would stop making my life decisions for me. I couldn't care less what you guys say. You will not manipulate my life. I marry who I choose, nobody else.
This is getting nowhere, for God's sakes. Nobody wants to hear your pea-brain excuses, Pam. Just do as you're told, would ya? You really have the nerve disobeying us after all we've done for you? You marry this guy, and all you'll end up doing is staying at home to cook and clean while he goes chasing girls.
This is the thanks I get for sending you guys money all these years? Where's the gratitude for that?
Sending us money? You mean the peanuts you were sending us? That? We didn't even need that. That was just pocket change. That's all you can do, Pam. Work your butt off and send us a few pennies each month. What are you good for? You should be grateful to us. We're giving you an opportunity to redeem yourself. A chance to live a comfortable life. No longer will you have to work all day and bring home pennies. All you need to do is bow your head and be the obedient little sister and daughter.
All right. I see where you're coming from. Okay. Have it your way.
Have I finally gotten through to that thick head of yours? You're so dense I never thought it possible. All right then, let's get this marriage on the road then.
Wait a sec, Brad. I wasn't agreeing on the marriage. What I was acknowledging was the fact that cockroaches like you have to be eradicated.
Cockroaches? You're going to regret that remark, Pam.
Yeah, whatever. So, the monthly payments? You didn't need it at all? Just mere pennies, huh? Okay. That means your new job at that firm? Forget it ever happened.
Excuse me? What do you mean by that? What's this have to do with my job?
Everything, actually. I'm so sorry about this. I know you were looking forward to working at that firm. I'll contact them and rescind the application. Say you found another job or something. Good luck trying to find another job. I hear the job market is super tough now. But you went to graduate school, so I'm sure you'll manage.
Pam, I have no friggin' idea what you're talking about. You have nothing to do with this new job I got.
That's where you're mistaken, Brad.
The hell are you talking about?
That company you applied to? I own that company.
Hold it a second, what?
As you probably remember, I left home right after dropping out of high school. You probably thought I just started working, but actually I went on to finish high school through night classes and online, and I also managed to graduate from college. I paid for everything through a scholarship and a part-time job. Plus, Dad helped me out quite a bit too.
This is the first I'm hearing of any of this.
That company you applied to? I set up that company while still in college. After graduating, it really took off and still growing. I accepted your application because, well, call it helping a relative. I really don't know what I was thinking. I figured I had a duty to my brother, but I guess I was delusional. I was going to cut all financial assistance to you guys after getting married, but I couldn't just let my brother be unemployed. Figured you guys needed some income, not the pennies I was sending. So I asked HR to accept your application. I established another company, so I'll be tied up over there for a while. And I was going to sell the company after a year. Figured we would never meet, and you probably wouldn't find out I owned the company. But turns out my plans were all for naught. I'm going to have to call HR and rescind your application.
Hold it a second. Is this some kind of sick joke? What are you trying to pull here, Pam? None of this makes any sense. How could you own a company, for Pete's sake? That makes you the CEO of that company? Now that's a riot.
You know what, Brad? I don't give a darn if you believe me or not. I'll contact you about the cancellation of the job application in a few days. What reason should I give? That you insulted the company CEO or something like that? What do you think? Oh yeah, I was contemplating sending you guys money for a couple more years if necessary, but the end of this month will be the final payment, just so you're aware. Oh, and for your information, I was paying all your utilities like gas and electricity. That's not my responsibility anymore, so you guys handle it from now on, okay? I have the means, of course, but I couldn't be bothered with handling all expenses for you guys. I'm really sorry about all this. I tried. I really did. You're the one with all the brains in the family, right? Good college and graduate school. You'll figure something out, I'm sure.
Hold it a sec, Pam. Not so fast. You can't just cancel my application or cut all support to us. Are you serious? How are we supposed to live? Tell me that.
That's your job, Brad, not mine. You're the eldest. I only have the skill to cook and keep house, right? Oh my, I don't know what I should do, Brad. Please help me.
This is not a joke, Pam. Are you going to abandon us? Leave us to fend for ourselves?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. You guys never had any love for me. You didn't care if I lived or died, to be frank. So why shouldn't I abandon you, right? All right, let's cut this short, shall we? I have to head over to HR and get this done. Goodbye, Brad. Have a nice life, and good luck. Pam, pick up, would you? Pam! What's this about stopping payment? And about Brad's new job? What's with that? What's going on? Oh, that was pretty fast. So you heard it all from Brad then? I'm sure he explained everything in detail. It's as he explained it. I'm fed up with your self-centered ways. I tried to accommodate you, but it just didn't work out. I've decided to cut all family ties with you guys, but to be honest, there really were no real ties to cut to begin with. And with that, I do not plan to continue further support to you and Brad. After all, you're no longer family. Why send money to total strangers, right? As for Brad's job application, I pulled some strings to get him in, but now that's ancient history. That's the gist of it, Mom. Satisfied? Hold it 1 second, Pam. You're not getting away with this. I will not allow you to do such a thing. I demand that you pay the support money and get Brad's application back on track again. Like I said, I have no intention of getting your permission for anything. You're not my boss, you're not my mother, you're nothing to me. I hope you have fun living there with no electricity or gas. But then again, you get to live there with your favorite unemployed son. Good luck with that. I don't care what you do going forward. Sell the house or whatever. I have no intention of getting involved. Figure it out yourselves. Please, Pam, hold it a second, please. Let's talk this over. Please, don't cut me off. I apologize. It was all my fault. Please, forgive me. Please, Mother? I know you don't mean that. When was the last time you ever apologized? No need to put on this big act. I know you, Mom. You're a phony. It's no act, I assure you. So please. I apologize for all I said. You don't have to marry this Dennis guy, so please, let's talk. I'm truly sorry. I mean it. I really hope you'll forgive me, Pam. Please, I mean it. From the bottom of my heart. I'll do anything you ask. Please don't abandon me. Help your mother out, for God's sake. I don't think of you as my mother. You never did anything for me that a real mother would do. You're the one that abandoned me years ago. Please, Pam, don't say that. I doubt we'll ever meet again. I wish you guys the best. Good luck. After that conversation, I immediately deleted their addresses. I also changed my phone and number so they would never contact me again. I was also paying their smartphone bills too, so I terminated those. I also got rid of the bank account I had set up for them to receive monthly funds. As for my marriage, that went without a hitch, and we moved into our new home a few days ago. I'm sure my mom and Brad are in a panic right about now. Their smartphones are no longer working and their bank account has been depleted. And soon the lights will go out in their home. But can you really feel pity for them after how they treated me? With all that befalling them, Brad's non-existent job, the useless smartphones, the empty bank account, and the utility bills, they came to my company begging me for help. Of course, I was not there, but because of the commotion they caused, the police were eventually called. But before they arrived, they realized their predicament and took off with their tails between their legs. Last I heard, they were blaming each other for the dire situation that they got themselves in. I can't understand why they don't pull up their bootstraps and start working. After a couple of months, we finally settled down and had a nice wedding celebration at a nearby restaurant. My father, my grandmother, and a number of close friends were in attendance. My needs are very simple, and I'm totally happy with that. I should have cut ties with them a long time ago.
Hey, Vicky. How many days has it been since you started to ignore me? If you really start to think about it, you only started to act this way towards me once my mother passed away and we went to her funeral. How much longer are you going to act this way towards me, Vicky? Well, anyway, today is the last day on my break from work before I have to go back in and start again. So don't expect me to be home tomorrow during the day, as I need to get back to work on all my duties. Now, good night, Vicky. Yo, Randy Sampson. It's been about a week since we last saw each other. Good morning, Tristan. Why are you calling me by my full name all of a sudden? I was pretty sure that before I left on my week off, you only ever called me by my first name, and sometimes you didn't even say my name at all. All right. You don't have to nitpick every little thing I do and say. And by the way, Randy, about you. Did you not just end up getting fired from this company? Huh? What are you talking about? I already made it clear to all my higher-ups that I'd be taking a week off for family matters, and that's why I haven't been around at all. I don't think there was ever a problem with me doing that, right? Is that right? Well, now that you mention it, am I right when I say that you were raised by only one parent, your mother? And? Well, there isn't really a deeper meaning to me asking that. I just assumed that she must have been bringing in a lot of money, and now you're going to be getting quite a bit of money from her now that she's 6 feet under. That is not the kind of thing I want to hear from anyone right now. And I'm not going to continue this conversation with you. What has gotten into you? Don't be so stingy with that money, Randy. Seriously. If you say anything more about that stuff, I'm going to have to force you to shut up. Dang. You're scaring me a little now. I have to get to work soon. See ya. Oh, Vicky. I'm sorry to be texting you while I'm at work.
Tristan?
I just had a little chat with your husband a second ago over text, and from what I can tell, he's got a massive stick up his butt right now.
Well, he's just that kind of a crappy acting man is all. I guess there was no point in trying to talk with him in the first place then. Well, I suppose I can understand, though, why he's so frustrated about everything, though. Not only did his mother just kick the can, but right after her funeral and everything, I stopped talking to him completely and have been leaving all of his texts on read. So I'm sure he has no clue what's really going on now.
Sucks to be him, right? But shouldn't you be going a little easier on the poor guy?
Why should I? Weren't you the one that told me to do all of this to him before? Wasn't it all your plan to have me start to ignore him and everything, to start weakening him and his mental strength? And then after a while, he should be willing to divorce me when he's no longer happy with me as his wife? And then the moment he leaves me, you can swoop in and take me in your arms as we both run off and start a new life, right?
That's been the plan so far.
And by the way, Tristan, what are we going to be doing today?
I have quite a bit of work to get done this morning, but if I'm able to cram all of that away, I can come out a little bit after lunch and hang outside the office. So I'll have time for you between 2 and 3 this afternoon?
Sounds good. Well, then to make sure you're out of there in time to see me, do your best this morning to get all of that work done.
Roger that. I'll see you around lunch. I had assumed today at my mom's memorial service that you and I would be able to talk to one another again, and that today would be my perfect opportunity to do that with you. But you had a mask on and told everyone that you were sick with the flu and couldn't talk to anyone. So I guess you're going to those lengths to try and avoid talking to me now. But I can't be too sure if that's your real excuse or not, because you won't ever say anything. So even after a little more than a month has gone by, we still haven't been able to fix what's wrong here. If you're thinking that by being quiet around me all the time will get me to notice the problem, I feel you should rethink your plan, because that's not going to help me notice anything. So if you still plan to be quiet around me and never reply to anything I say, then go right ahead and continue being that way. But I'm going to start handling things on my own now, even if you don't like what I choose to do. Yo, Randy. Recently you've been a bit... Well, to tell you the truth, what do you want? For the last month or so now, you've been bringing in a packed lunch to eat here at work again. But before that, you have been eating out a lot or buying something from the building's cafeteria, right? This is about my lunchbox, huh? Well, ever since my mother passed away, I had been a bit busy and too busy to pack a lunch. But recently, I've been in the mood for foods that come from my home, so that's why I'm back to bringing in my lunchbox. Foods that come from home. Well, I wanted a taste of what's at home again, and that's why I chose to bring a lunchbox packed with all sorts of goodies from home. And as for saving money, this is a great way of doing it now. Bringing in packed lunches like that again out of the blue. Something doesn't seem right here. Why do you think that? Well, if you think that someone like me can't cook, and that's why this is all odd to you, you'd be surprised. As someone who's used to cooking a lot, making a simple lunch like this to bring into work is not a problem whatsoever. Uh-oh. So this is normal for you then? Cooking food at home and such? Hey, Vicky.
What's up, Tristan?
Well, about how things have been going at your house. How have things been going?
Are you trying to ask me about how things have been with Randy? I wonder about him myself sometimes. For a while, he had been trying to continue talking to me, but ever since his mother's memorial service, he's no longer been bothering me at all, and seems to be doing his own thing again. At times, he'll send me a text or something, but then proceed to delete it and tell me that he texted the wrong person. And this whole time, I've been doing exactly as you've asked me to, and that's ignore him. To put it simply, it feels as though we've both started living like we're single again in this house, even though we're technically living together. It's a bit hard to explain how that feels, but just know that I'm not doing anything with him right now.
Well, I wanted to tell you that for the last month or so, whenever he has come in for work, he's carrying a lunchbox with him.
Oh, is that so?
Which is strange, since for the longest time he'd be eating out or buying something from the cafeteria.
Is that right?
So you have no clue about what's going on there either?
Right. I have no clue what's up with that.
I see.
What's wrong with you? You seem a bit upset about something.
I'm not upset about anything. Everything's fine on my end.
Are you sure? Well, anyway, Tristan, are you going to be able to step outside your office for a little bit?
Right. I should be able to come outside for a bit. But I'll be standing outside with another coworker of mine today, so...
What, are you just pulling my leg?
Unfortunately, no. Recently, there has been a reshuffling of staff within the company, so there have been a lot of talks about what will happen with a lot of us lower-level employees soon. So we've been talking about that a lot.
They're reshuffling the staff?
Well, as for us lower levels, it seems that pretty soon they'll be asking some of us to go overseas for work, and so that's kind of been on everyone's mind. And since everyone is so focused on that, things at work have been going a bit crazy and the workloads have increased a bit. Even today I'm going to have to stay an extra 2 hours to get some of the remaining work done, and it looks like my schedule is going to be full all week.
I see. So I guess we really won't be able to meet today.
When things begin to calm down around the office again, I'll give you a text or call. I'm sorry about all of this.
No worries. See you later. Hey, Tristan? You and I haven't been able to meet in over 4 months now. What's been going on with you and your work schedule? Is everything going to be okay?
Vicky?
A couple of months ago, I was able to pass by your office and wave to you whenever you were outside with your coworkers, but recently you've never come out anymore to see me. And this month, I haven't been able to see you or hear from you at all.
Well,
Tristan, is something wrong?
Well, I happened to get yelled at for taking so many breaks to go outside, and now I'm no longer being given time to take a break outside the office building.
Huh?
For the past 4 weeks, I've been stuck in this office doing boatloads of work, and I've never been able to see the light of day. And anytime I feel that I can go out for just a few minutes to taste the fresh air, I'm pulled back in by someone who needs my help, or my boss is asking me where I think I'm going. And to make things worse than they already have been, they're doing a company-wide update to all of our work phones that will now allow them to see when we are inside the office building or outside of it. They're all watching us now, and I'll never be able to go outside again on a break when they have the application on my phone.
That's too bad.
And as for us meeting on my days off, well, that's not going to work for me.
And on those days, Randy will be at home around me. I get that he probably won't care about me leaving or anything like that when he's home, since I'm still ignoring him 100%, but there's always that chance that he might follow me or something. We cannot allow our relationship with one another to be discovered by him.
Right. I'd hate for him to find out about us and ask for a settlement in the divorce when we are getting so close to breaking him and having him divorce you and give you half of the money his mother gave to him.
Exactly. We need to make sure to keep things secret for the money. But man, I really, really, really want to meet with you.
Same here, Vicky. Vicky, I have very good news for you.
Tristan, what is it? What is it?
Starting next Wednesday until next Friday, I'll be going by myself on a business trip to New York City.
What? So that means...
That means you and I are going on a trip together. I understand that I'll still need to get some work done during the day over there, but when I get back to the hotel, it's only going to be you and me for the night. And since it's New York City, we can be out all night going to clubs and partying with each other until the sun rises the next day.
Finally! I can't wait! I can't wait!
But there's one thing. While we're on a trip, one of my favorite detective dramas will be starting its second season on TV. So during that time, I will need to spend an hour watching it when it comes on, okay?
What? You're going to say that like I'd care about you spending one single hour in front of the TV? Go right ahead. Heck, I'll even watch it together with you on your lap.
Thank you.
You've really done it now. Seriously, why would you do this to me? This all means that me ignoring you this whole dang time was for absolutely nothing.
And that's how I feel about all of this as well. I was shocked by all of that. How come that drama was talking about a situation just like ours? And how did they know all of that? Who knew that if he was to divorce you now, you wouldn't be able to get any of the money from his dead mother, because her money is only willed to be in his name and nobody else's? That means there was no point in any of this, because you won't be getting a dime in that divorce.
Think about how I feel now. I'm better off talking to Randy again now that I know we won't be getting any of that money from him. Seriously, had I known about all of this, I would have never gone out with you in the first place and would have stayed happily married to him. It's all your fault he's going to hate me now for this.
Why my fault? You're the one that started to let him leave the house with those lunch boxes all the time while you were ignoring him, which led to me feeling a bit jealous, thinking that you might still be catering to him.
Huh? What are you talking about? Are you telling me that a while back when you were asking about his lunch boxes, you thought I might be the one making them for him?
Actually, ever since that day, I've been a little doubtful of you. I have a feeling that this whole time you've never actually wanted to divorce him.
Huh? If I didn't want to divorce him, then why would I be going almost half a year now ignoring him?
Then tell me what the hell is up with those lunch boxes he's bringing to work every day.
I'm sure that he's just making those lunches all by himself, right?
Huh? You expect me to believe that a man like him will make his own meals?
Huh? Are you kidding me, Tristan? Don't tell me you're the type of guy that thinks women belong in the kitchen.
What? What do you mean, type? That's just common sense in this world, Vicky.
What the heck? Are you seriously trying to get me to believe we still live in the 50s or something?
Huh?
I've had enough of this. Let's break up.
Excuse me?
Know now that if I get divorced by Randy, none of that money will be coming to us, right? So if I'm not able to get any of his money, I'll be screwed because I don't have a job of my own. So I think the only thing we can do now is break up with one another before somebody finds out that we're a thing and tells Randy. That way we can avoid him ever asking either of us for a settlement.
That's a good point. For some reason, I'm feeling so burnt out. Let's be done with this.
Well, if this is it, don't forget to delete all of our chat history and to make sure that you clear all photos of me from your phone, as I'll be doing the same.
I know. I'll take care of all that.
Goodbye, Tristan.
Bye. Yo, Randy Sampson. You're calling me by my full name again? Why are you asking for a settlement from me of all people? That's what I ask. It's only you, right? Huh? Don't start playing dumb with me and acting like you have no memory of what happened. I've got myself a whole ton of evidence from this past year of you going out with my wife. Huh? Tristan, I know that you've been having a relationship with my wife, Vicky, or at least you guys did have a relationship. I had a man on you guys for the longest time now, getting evidence that you both were together while I've been married to her. But of course, recently you both seem to have broken up over a fight. But did you know that I know this all started between you 2 years ago at that company barbecue? Well, it's sad to see the relationship you both cherished so much coming to an end a little while back. You even know about all of that? So now you should be well aware of why I'm asking for a settlement from you now, right? And I have myself a lawyer overlooking all of this for me. So if you have any questions regarding any of the legal parts to this, or just want to talk, you can contact my lawyer about it later. Crap. The only reason I left her was thinking that you'd never be able to find anything out about us if we split up. But you wouldn't have found out anyway. And don't feel as though I found out about this just with the help of one other man. I also had the company inform me at some point that they noticed you outside with another woman a lot of the time that looked like my wife, as well as told me about how when you went to New York, you brought her along with you. What? And don't think that this isn't on the minds of our higher-ups now, because they are thinking at this moment of what to do about you knowing that you've been having an affair with another employee's wife. But how did they...
Hey, Randy? Do you think the two of us can get to making up over everything? Because, well, it's been almost a year now, and you and I have never talked. This whole time. And listen, I have a very good reason as to why I was ignoring you for the whole year like this. When your mother passed away back then, I was very confused on how I should handle things around you. And it kind of left me thinking I should just let you heal on your own. I was going to start talking to you again, but I really had no clue how to approach you, and soon time just continued to slip past me, and now here we are.
Wow, I'm getting texts from a pretty rare person.
Hey, Randy!
It's been close to a year now since you started to ignore me, huh? I'd assumed you were finally starting to talk with me again after noticing the divorce papers on the coffee table, but I guess that wasn't the case.
Huh? You're lying. Divorce papers? Why?
You don't have a clue?
Well, that's why I'm asking you to tell me why.
Well, if you're back to talking to me, then that really does prove that you're no longer with Tristan anymore. Well, I was already made well aware of the fact that after your little trip to New York City, the two of you broke up.
You found out about that?
I sure as hell did.
Why, though? We made sure to take all the appropriate steps to making sure you wouldn't find out.
Well, I actually started to find out about you two 6 months ago. There was that day that Tristan had come home from work because he wasn't feeling too well, and he was picked up by none other than you, and you helped him walk out to his car.
Huh?
And since that day, I have had someone privately investigating the two of you and pulling in loads of evidence for me.
That's...
And because of that, I've left you the divorce papers on the coffee table, as well as a business card from my lawyer, who will be taking care of things for me. Go ahead and give him a call when you get the chance. He'll explain everything about the settlement I plan to get from you to you.
Wait, Randy. We should talk face to face about something like this. We haven't even spoken to one another for a whole year, so I think it's time we see each other again and talk this over. So please, come and talk this through with me in person. We need to talk.
Well, that's not going to work, because right now I'm actually in England.
England?
I only just arrived here yesterday.
Why are you all the way over in England?
Well, I was chosen by the company to go work overseas, and I'll probably be over here for the next 10 years or so, helping start up a new department for them.
Huh? Does this have to do with what Tristan was telling me about? He said there was this whole reshuffling of employees within your guys' company.
That's right. Well, about all of that, I was a part of setting it all up and then was later chosen by my manager to be the one to go overseas for a while. Really, I had been wanting to finish all of this divorce crap before going to England, but well, the company told me I had to go this week and that they couldn't wait any longer for me to deal with you. At least I was able to celebrate my mom's one-year memorial service.
Actually, now that you mention it, your mom's memorial...
It happened about 10 days ago.
Well, I never heard anything about it.
And that was on purpose. I never wanted to tell you about when it'll be.
Why not?
Because I found out how you had been wanting to get the money in her will for me when you were dating Tristan. And I'm sure you still want some of it now. And so I didn't want you at her memorial if that's the only reason you wanted to be there.
You knew about that as well?
And now that I've explained all I needed to explain, you can contact my lawyer about the rest.
Huh? Wait.
Goodbye forever.
What? But this is... No, I don't want you to go. Come back here for me. I'm going to be screwed, Randy. I've only ever been a housewife all my life, and now you're wanting to ask for me to give you money and leave you? Randy!
After that, I left everything in the hands of my lawyer, and he was able to get the divorce to go through. Also, I told both Vicky and Tristan that they could pay the settlement off in small amounts instead of one lump payment, but they both seemed to not want anything to do with me anymore, and so they both paid me in one single payment. I'm not sure where either of them got that kind of money to pay me like that, but I'm just glad they paid me for their dues and are now free to piss off. Now, as for those two, we can start with Tristan. He ended up being fired from the company after what he'd done with Vicky, as well as brought her with him on that business trip. And not only that, but both of his parents also cut ties to him when they found out what he had been doing. So as of right now, he's working at a fast food joint, putting pretty much everything he earns into paying off the loans he took out to pay me. And then there's Vicky. Right now, she's living the nightlife, standing on street corners in some of the most sluttiest of costumes, getting men to pay her a pretty penny for their pleasure. She's really made a name for herself among those men, being one of the best of her kind. But I have to hand it to her. She's doing a lot better by herself than I thought she could. And this whole time, she hasn't once tried to call or text me about any of it. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Hey Marge, your little brother's here. Where the hell are you? You should have been back hours ago. What's taking you so long to get home, for God's sake? I know you got plenty of time on your hands, but this is getting ridiculous. Aren't you supposed to be getting our dinner ready? I thought we'd agreed you'd have something ready by the time we got home. And what about the laundry and cleaning? You haven't done a damn thing. You even understand English, for God's sakes? What I'm trying to tell you is to get off your ass and do a little work around here. Comprende? Am I making any sense to you, Marge? I realize that you're a high school dropout, but come on. If you can't make sense of it, how do you intend to survive in this world?
Bill? I thought I made it perfectly clear to you this morning. I said I was off on a business trip from today and that I'll be gone for a while.
Excuse me? When did this happen?
How can you say that? I saw you this morning, Bill. Don't act like you don't know. You were watching me put my suitcases in the car. Obviously, I wouldn't be loading up the car with my suitcase on a normal day. A suitcase is for traveling, you know.
Oh yeah, an overseas business trip, huh? Seriously? You know what, Marge? I think this business trip is one big BS charade you concocted.
Are you joking? You really believe that?
Yeah, I do. I mean, how could a high school dropout like you go on a business trip? I mean, what idiot company would send you? I bet you don't even speak the language there, wherever you say you're going. So if it's not a business trip, this must be a tour or something. Did you stop off at the travel agent downtown and book some all-inclusive package tour? You know, with a guide and all? You don't even make that much. How could you afford such a tour?
Always going on about my academic background. How about you, Bill? You haven't had much social interaction since joining that company.
Social interaction? Who needs that?
Anyway, I'm off on this business trip and I'm not sure when I'm getting back. Can't you guys do the cooking and cleaning yourselves? Why do I always have to be there to do everything? I'm your sister, not your maid.
You really got nerve saying that, Marge.
I've still got some work to finish up here at the office before I head out to the airport, so let's cut this short, shall we?
Yeah, right. I bet you're headed to some cheapo resort or something and saving your pennies and drinking tap water and buying local stuff from the grocery store. Sound about right? I really can't believe you would take off on some overseas holiday and just skip out on your household duties. You really think an insignificant high school dropout of a sister like you can disobey a college grad like myself? You got another thing coming, Marge. Severe consequences await you once you get back. Just remember that.
You there, Marge, our good-for-nothing, lazy sister? This is Karen, Bill's significant other. I heard you were on some overseas holiday. Seriously? Why can't you people get it through your thick skulls? I'm going on a business trip, not an overseas holiday. What's wrong with you people? Every time I say something, you people twist it all out of shape like a pretzel. I'm surprised you don't know. Everybody else does, you know. It's because you're a dropout. That's why. We're not twisting anything. You're the one that's feeding us bogus, made-up information. A business trip? Come on, you can do better than that. For your information, we have both acquired a special skill that allows us to decipher the information you feed us and glean the truth from it. Don't you even see that? That's why your little brother makes fun of you all the time. Why do you think he asked if you spoke English or not? He never seems to get through to you. You really have the audacity to take a vacation overseas being a high school dropout and a low-level office clerk? Are you finished talking trash about me? Pardon me? I hate repeating myself over and over again with you guys. I'll say it one more time. I'm going on a legit business trip. This is not a personal holiday vacation that you keep saying it is. I just wish you people would stop creating this false interpretation of everything I say. And like your brother endlessly keeps telling you, Marge, the company you work for would never send some high school dropout on an overseas business trip. All they would end up doing is embarrassing themselves and bringing shame to the company, so you really should quit your flights of fancy. There's no use trying to talk to you. I have to go. I'm gonna miss my flight. Hold on just a second, Marge. A low-education good-for-nothing like you has no right to disobey a highly educated individual like myself. You really have the nerve, Marge. This calls for a severe punishment. You can bet on it.
Hey, Marge, you never learn, do you? Why the hell is there a lock on your bedroom door? What the hell are you hiding? This is our house. You can't just lock the doors inside our home.
What now? Don't you ever give up, Bill? This is getting ridiculous. It's my room. I can lock it if I please. Besides, I know you guys would go scrounging around in there like a pack of hyenas.
Hyenas? You think we're a bunch of scavengers?
Yeah, I do actually. Anyways, are you and Karen all prepared to move out?
Move out? What the hell are you talking about?
Oh my God, don't tell me you already forgot. You two moved into my place temporarily, and I emphasize, temporarily. Because you had to move out of that apartment because it was being demolished. I allowed you to stay at my place until you found another place to live. You must remember that, right? The day you guys are supposed to move is just around the corner, so I would appreciate a little urgency on your part.
Oh, yeah. That. Right. Moving out. Right. But what's this about your place?
What do you mean by that? That is my place.
Nothing, just saying.
Anyway, a promise is a promise. You said you were looking for a new place. Did you find one already? Have you guys even looked? Hey Marge, Karen here. Bill told me that you were talking about some nonsense about us finding a new apartment? What's this BS about your place? Are you talking about this house? Hello, Karen. What is it this time? Like I said, this house. I know it's your parents' place and this is where you grew up and all, but... But what? What do you want to say? Spit it out, why don't you? What's so wrong about calling my own home my place, for Pete's sake? Nothing wrong with that, just saying. I really shouldn't waste my time explaining all that to someone who doesn't have the brains to process such information anyways. Oh, is that so? To be honest, I prefer not to hear your long-winded explanation anyway. Apparently, you already talked to Bill, so what's it gonna be? Pardon me, what are you talking about? When are you moving out, is what I'm saying. The date you guys said you would be moving out is fast approaching. Have you guys already found a place? Yeah, right. Bill did say something about that. But for your information, Bill and I have no intention of moving out of this house. Wait a second, Karen. What did you say? This house. We're not moving. I mean, think about it. Bill is the man of the family. He has the rights to the house. It will be handed down to him, right? You have no say in it. What I'm trying to say is that it's you who has to move out. I'm going to have to stop you right there, Karen. What the hell are you talking about? Figured you'd find out sooner or later, but just so you know, we threw out all your belongings, so no need to come back from the overseas vacation. Just stay there. Threw out my stuff? Are you serious? I know you had a lock on that door to keep us hyenas out, but Bill broke in and we got in no problem. You broke down the door? Now why'd you go and do that? What did you expect? How else were we going to get in? We had to clean out that room. We called Goodwill and they came over and took everything. Loaded the dresser, the desk, the chair, the whole shebang. Nice and clean, no hassles. That room looks a lot bigger after that. A little too big for the likes of you, in my opinion. You have to be kidding. You guys, you are incredible. Clean out my room and I don't have to come home? Is that it? That's exactly it. I was expecting some sort of asinine comeback. Have a nice life over there. From today on, this is Bill and I's little abode. That's just great. Thank you. Now I don't have to come back stateside anymore. Huh? Are you serious about that? Are you really not coming back? No, maybe that's too much. I have a bunch of stuff to take care of stateside, so that's actually not an option. I already moved the important stuff out, and I was wondering what I was going to do with the furniture and old clothes. You guys saved me the hassle. Wait a sec, what the hell are you babbling on about? I'm saying, thanks for cleaning out my room. You guys saved me the hassle. I still have no idea what you're talking about. Are you saying that you were going to get rid of all that stuff anyway? Yeah, that's right. You cleaned it out for me. Anyways, I'm moving out of that house. Oh, okay, I get it. Well, why didn't you tell us that to begin with? We could have saved a perfectly good door. Now it's got to be repaired. Send me your bank account number and a photo of the receipt. I'll deposit the money there. Sound good? Right, you are. I'll send that later today. Oh, yeah, you and Bill better start getting ready to move. Have you got your stuff all packed? Huh? Why should we move out? What are you talking about? You only have about a week left. You better hurry. Pardon me, you're not making any sense. Why do we have to move out? I don't get you guys. I thought I told you. When you first moved in, I explained the whole situation to you. I can't believe it. You forgot, didn't you? I told you guys that I put the house on the market and that it has already been sold. And that we all had to move out within 2 months. That 2 months ends next week. Am I hearing you right, Marge? You sold the house?
Marge, you sneaky little scoundrel! Did you seriously sell this house? Tell me you made the whole thing up to piss off Karen! What's going on in that pea-brain head of yours?
I knew you would forget. You were always like that, Bill. Never listen to people, always thinking only about yourself.
You got nerve talking to me that way, Marge.
Let me stop you right there, Bill. That house you're living in now, the house we grew up in, Mom and Dad turned the house ownership over to me when they moved back east due to Dad's business.
Are you kidding me? That doesn't make any sense. What about me? I'm part of the family too.
Mom and Dad knew what kind of people you and Karen were. Not too good with financial matters, so, Dad thought it better that I handle it. And about that apartment you moved out of? I knew it wasn't being demolished. You guys got kicked out because you failed to pay the rent, wasn't it? You think I didn't know that?
You knew about that? Why'd you pretend like you didn't know?
In addition, I told you this too, but apparently it slipped your mind. Dad decided to take the managing director position of the East Coast operations and decided to move there. He plans to retire over there too. That's why he bought that nice cabin by the lake. They plan to settle there after retiring.
What? This is the first I'm hearing of this. Why didn't you tell me?
I did. Several times. But you just brushed it off. Oh, and about this business trip? Actually, I'm getting stationed over here in the UK indefinitely.
Are you serious? A high school dropout like you?
Yeah, true. I've been working at this company ever since I dropped out of school, but the reason I dropped out was because I had to take care of Dad. He was extremely ill back then and had to resign from the company. As a result, we couldn't survive financially. I had no choice but to work. I didn't drop out because of my grades. I was actually at the top of my class.
I never knew about any of this.
Also, I got my high school diploma a few years later when we were a little better off. Also, I took business courses at night school. I think I garnered every conceivable business and marketing qualification needed to do my job. And who do you think paid your tuition? You keep trashing me for being a high school dropout, but just so you know, I worked my way up to section chief.
Section chief? Seriously?
This current business trip I'm on? I've been going back and forth for the past several months, getting ready for my move here.
How can a high school dropout make section chief? How's that even possible?
Come on, Bill, not that again.
But how could someone with mediocre education get promoted? There's something seriously wrong here.
Haven't you realized by now that not everything is about academic achievement? Must have been an eye-opener for you, I would think.
What do you mean about that?
I heard from someone who works at the same office as you. Although you and Karen both work at a major corporation, I hear you guys just have secondary roles. You've both been sidetracked, just going about routine work.
That's not true. We do important work.
Yeah, whatever. I think we kind of got sidetracked. Well, that's the story, Bill. It just doesn't seem feasible to hang on to that house any longer with me overseas and the folks out east buying that lake house. Right when we had concluded all the paperwork for the new owners, you guys came knocking.
But you never...
I sat you guys down and explained the whole situation to you, and you guys seemed pretty enthusiastic at the time. You agreed to my terms, but I guess you weren't really listening. You were all set on kicking me out and taking over the house, right?
I was only trying to. Anyways, you should have...
I should have what? Explained it to you every time I ran into you? You agreed. I thought you were well aware that you had to be out of there by month's end.
This is not happening. How could you do this to me?
Oh my God, Bill! Don't tell me you haven't found a place to live yet.
What do you think? I knew nothing about it. This is the first I'm hearing of it. I never thought for the life of me that we would have to move out too. How was I to know that you sold the place?
That's why I keep telling you to listen and not just brush people off.
Yeah, real help telling me that now.
Anyway, just find someplace ASAP. The place is no longer ours after the 31st of this month. I'm not kidding, Bill. Tell your company it's an emergency or something and that you guys need to stay in the company's dorm or something.
That's not an option. Last time I did that, I sort of screwed up.
Good grief, you have got to be kidding me.
Please, Marge. You have to help me out. You're my sister, for God's sake.
Why should I help you?
You're my big sister. You have a duty to help me.
Big sister, huh? The good-for-nothing high school dropout sister?
I didn't mean it. Come on, Marge. Lend me a hand, would you?
There's a real estate office downtown. Go check with them. I'm sure you'll find something. Or are you guys so dumb that you can't even go out and find an apartment?
What did you just say?
Seems like you've got enough fire in your belly to do that at least. Why don't you guys finally act like husband and wife and help each other out?
There's only one problem. I don't have any money.
Don't come crawling to me, Bill.
Say that, Marge, please.
Work it out, Bill. Goodbye.
Marge, please. I'll do anything. Just don't abandon me.
Yeah, it seems they were penniless. So what did they do, you ask? Well, surprisingly, they both decided to quit their stable jobs and got a live-in position at some small clothing manufacturer. I really can't figure those two out. They had a good job at a major corporation. I can't understand why they didn't make it work. What a total waste. My folks were not about to help those two out either, knowing how spoiled they were. As a matter of fact, they said it would teach them a lesson. I have to say I agree. I also opted to take the same position. I mean, they're not children. They can take care of themselves. But knowing the attitude of those two, I had my doubts about that live-in job they somehow managed to procure. I later heard from a friend that they immediately had trouble with the staff just a few weeks after they arrived, but you know what? I was not all that surprised. They are apparently keeping a low profile now, trying not to get in anyone's hair, or they will be out again searching for another job. Maybe it'll be a shot in the arm for them. They need a little common sense drilled into them. That goes without saying.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.